Big story nationally. The suspect on the failed Times Square bombing attempt nearly escaped. Faisal Shahzad was actually on a plane to Dubai when the tower radioed.
Number 202 Heavy Kennedy Tower, runway 22 right position. Actually, I have a message for you to go back to the gate immediately, so make the left turn when able.
Well, the plane returned to the gate and Shahzad was arrested. What's interesting here, he was on the no-fly list and still able to board. Joining us is our pal Jack Weiss, who's the Los Angeles managing director of the security firm Integrity. Jack, thanks for being here.
Hi, Fred.
All right, first and foremost, help me out here because this is your field of expertise. How does the guy on the no-fly list get on the plane without being stopped?
Well, that's a good question. It's even worse because evidently, and this is according to the news that I read a few hours ago, he allegedly called Emirates Air from his car, from his cell phone while he was driving to JFK, booked the reservation then and there, then paid for it in cash. So all sorts of red flags were sent up. And I think that while there's an immediate desire to know the answer to the question you just asked, we're going to have to wait over the next couple days, maybe couple weeks, get all the facts in before we start pointing fingers and chopping people's heads off. Having said that, it is a crazy, crazy state of affairs. It's very embarrassing for the TSA. And frankly, I saw one comment on the New York Times posting just a few hours ago where one official suggested that Emirates Airlines was somehow to blame because they hadn't checked an updated list. And I will just submit that if you are going to plan the security of this nation around what a bureaucrat at Emirates Airlines does or doesn't check, you're going to fail.
Yeah, that's troubling. That's troubling if that's how the security of our nation is going to be handled. You know, I'm wondering, and security is now your business, should people be worried living in the United States? Should we be worried living in this world?
Well, those are different questions. I think you shouldn't be worried living in the United States, but I think it is a terrible and troubling time in the world today. I think the forces of radical Islam have made it very clear that they're going to continue attacking this country for years and years to come, and I expect that to happen. At the same time, those are not the only terrorist threats out there. There are some homegrown threats. This guy is kind of a hybrid, right? If the facts we know so far are true, he's living in Connecticut, living a quiet life, telling his neighbors he sells jewelry, flies to Pakistan for a couple months, gets trained, comes back, and tries to set off a bomb. So I think that it is the new reality. It is very interesting and important to note here that it was very ordinary people. I think it was a T-shirt vendor in Times Square who was one of the first guys to sound the alarm on this.
I'm wondering, final question here, we have about 20 seconds left. What can people do to protect themselves? I mean, how vigilant must you be?
Oh, I mean, I don't think that it's something that you need to be vigilant about on a moment-by-moment basis. I mean, you can, go to the Staples Center, enjoy the Laker games. I don't think it's something that people need to be hyper concerned about. But look, it's very clear what kinds of events, what kinds of places the radical Islamic terrorists are targeting, right? They're targeting stuff that goes to the heart of what we care about, stuff that has high visibility, lots of crowds, lots of notoriety, lots of renown. So, in those environments, certainly it's our advice to entities that are putting those on, they have to be extra careful because they could be on the list.
Jack, always a pleasure. I appreciate you coming on and talking about this tonight. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Fred.